The title of the research article is The Impact of Police Violence on Mental Health, a Theoretical Framework. The research article is published by the American Journal of Public Health, noted November 2020, Volume 110, Issue 11. The type of document is an article, and the authors are Jordan, Lisa Fedina, and Bruce Link. The focus of the article is based on police brutality, mental health, public health, sociological adaptation, and life-change events. Police violence has increasingly been recognized as a public health concern in the United States, and accumulating evidence has shown police violence exposure to be linked to a broad range of health and mental health outcomes. The immediate attention is what the researcher found was useful for collecting data because of the effects of police violence has emerged over the past several years in the United States. Social media has primarily focused on individual incidents of police killings rather than a broader population level health effects and implications. Following the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Elijah McClain and the related national civil uprising and protests, members of the dominant society thus contribute to police violence and the lack of police accountability. Stop and frisk practices, which are used in neighborhoods composed of people of color, and killings of unarmed civilians are more common. An organizational culture that upholds a code of silence surrounding police officers' abusive behaviors so civilians allows for the secure of police abuse of power and can prevent police officers' deaths of lower ranks from reporting such abuse to their superiors. Victims of police savagery confront numerous of these same obstructions, since they have few in the event that any choice for detailing an occurrence, for lawful plan of action, or for backing administrations and referrals to mental well-being treatment. Any mental well-being side effect they have may compound over time. Police violence potentially have significant physical effects. Physical assault with a weapon or sexual assault, and these forms of police violence have been identified as the strongest correlates with the variety of mental health outcomes. This research relates to the topics we covered this semester of sociology and the sociological definitions of and perspectives on race and racism. According to Toussaint's research and how individuals are treated based on their racial profile, the research discusses that the mental health affects many people who are dealt with the police officers causing violence upon them because of their race. Toussaint's research and the researcher focuses on the injustice of treatment towards people of color. In conclusion, police culture may have an impact on the overall likelihood or perseverance of police violence. Growing evidence that police violence exposure is associated with a broad range of mental health outcomes independent of other forms of violence and stress exposure. To test the proposed model, subsequent studies will need to be examined and the mechanisms underlying this risk and map those mechanisms onto those proposed features of police violence. The continued spread of violence can be brought into bigger audiences for change to be made in the police system. Our mental health and to be treated as an equal being matters. Presentation made by Dominic Castro.